I have a bad cold, and I don't know if I'm going to get through this, but I thought maybe if I told a story, it would make me feel better. This is a story about a biker who loved animals. He loved exotic animals. He had a German Shepherd. There's nothing really unusual about a German Shepherd, but he also had a monkey and a parrot and a tarantula and a ferret. The ferret well, ferret is a weasel. You know what weasels look like. A long tube of fur with sharp teeth on one end. And he liked to hold that damn ferret right up to his face, face to face with the ferret. And then he'd kiss it right on the mouth and let it ride around on his shoulders. It used to attack his guests, and I think that was his really his favorite thing about the ferret. If you came over to his house, you had to take your shoes off. And the ferret, when it got bored, it would sneak up on people and nip their toes. And many times I saw big drunken bikers up on their feet, kind of dancing around in a crazy fashion, trying to avoid being bitten in the toe by that damn ferret. Ferrets, they love holes. Anything resembling a hole, a ferret will go right into. They have those long, slender bodies. I assume they're, nature has designed them so they can, run down mouse holes and things like that. But there's not a lot of holes inside of a house, but like a man's pant legs, like if you're wearing blue jeans, baggy blue jeans, that's a hole as far as the ferret was concerned. And I several times I saw the ferret go right up somebody's open pant leg. All of a sudden, the biker would have one of the bikers would have, a ferret in his pants, and yeah, and he's yelling, imagine a little sharp teeth up around his kneecap. And my friend is a very big guy, big scary guy, and he'd be yelling, "Don't you hurt my ferret! Don't you hurt my ferret!" I don't know, this didn't exactly end well. Well, maybe it did. One time at a party, I don't know, late, somebody opened up the back door and threw the ferret right out into the snow. You could see kind of a dent in the snow where the ferret's body landed, and footprints leading away from that. No one ever saw the ferret again. The tarantula lived in a terrarium, one of those kind of glass box things that people keep turtles in. Well, my friend kept a tarantula in there. He liked to reach in there, and he'd let tarantula crawl right into his hand, and then he'd, here, you wanna pet my tarantula? Well, one night the tarantula disappeared. There was nothing left in the terrarium except for one hairy black leg. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the German Shepherd who ate the spider or the parrot. I figure it was the monkey. But my friend, he always, we knew this guy named Fatso Jack who would just about eat anything you'd put in front of him, and my friend liked to blame him. But I really, I'm sure it was the monkey that did in the tarantula. My friend tried to teach the parrot to swear, to curse, but he never had any success. He had a lot of ideas, kind of pedagogical techniques for training parrots to talk, and none of these ever seemed to work. I remember once he had the idea that the parrots will just ignore human speech if it's kind of in a normal tone of voice, but if it's heightened emotion, loud, then the parrots will remember that and they will imitate that. So often you'd hear him out in the kitchen just cursing a blue streak at the parrot, trying to pretend he was, and he sounded angry to me anyway. But anyway, that never did any good. The parrot learned how to whistle and squawk, but he never did learn how to swear. So sometimes I kind of wondered if my friend traumatized the parrot, trying to teach him to talk like that. The bird never seemed happy. I mean, it's kind of hard to know if a bird is happy, but that's kind of the impression I had. The dog, I think the German Shepherd got that where he just hated the monkey. For one thing, the monkey, he liked to get up high, like on a curtain rod or a door or something. He'd jump right down onto the dog's back, and he'd ride the German Shepherd, like a cowboy, riding a horse. And you know, sometimes he'd pee on the dog. You know, he'd be up on top of a door. I mean, just pee right on the. You know, the dog hated stuff like this. The monkey also liked to jump on women, especially women. He'd get up high and just leap on them, and they'd scream, and he'd wrap his arms around their necks and grin right into their faces. You know, monkeys are nasty, shameless creatures. You know, it'll masturbate right out in public. And you know, what the hell? The monkey, as far as I could see, had no fear of the dog. I think it was just way too fast for the dog. And you know, monkeys are stronger than you might imagine. They have those long, wiry arms. The monkey, I don't know if it hated the parrot, but the parrot's cage had a great big cage. It was out in the kitchen. And you're supposed to make sure the door to the kitchen was always closed, because the monkey, if the monkey could get in there, the parrot had these long green, beautiful green tail feathers, and the monkey got fixated on these tail feathers. And the monkey, if he could, he would just snatch one of those tail feathers right off the bird and come running out, you know, waving around the tail feather. You know, look at me, I got a tail feather. You know, he's just sort of thrilling to him. Until finally, the parrot only had one tail feather left. And one night, someone forgot to close the door of the kitchen. And, well, you know, I'm just going to confess. I think it was me. I think it was me. I think I went out there to get a beer out of the fridge, and I must have left that door ajar. And I think the monkey must have found it and pushed it open, and he went in there. And all of a sudden, we hear a real loud squawking, really furious, crazy squawking from the monkeys, making these weird monkey noises. And we get up, and there's the monkey jumping up and down on the table. He's got that last tail feather. And the bird, I think the bird was in a panic. He was, you know, he flew. I mean, we were indoors. Parrot had, I don't know if it had flown in his whole life, you know, but he flew. He just was desperate to get away from the damn monkey. And but without any tail feathers at all, it was aerodynamically unstable, and so he flew in this kind of crazy zigzag, and he flew right out of the kitchen into the living room where we were. And the bird must have known it, you know, couldn't sustain this flight and inside of a house. And so it landed on a lamp, you know, kind of like this lamp right here behind me. And you know, the lamp, the momentum of the bird just knocked the lamp right over. And the bird, you know, leaps up and tries to fly and lands on another lamp, and that lamp goes down. And you know, the German Shepherd just went insane. You know, lamps are falling, and he starts, the dog's jumping up and down and barking, and man, the full throated bark of a German Shepherd, man, you want to clap your hands over your ear. And the dog is so big, he knocks over a chair, and you know, the monkey is standing back there in the way to the kitchen, you know, with an expression of deep satisfaction on his face. I think he loved this. And the bird, well, it went up on the, like the curtain rod, and the whole curtain came down. And the bird, I think he was just, by that point, was just totally crazed and desperate. And I think the bird thought that he saw an open window, and he just made one big desperate swoop, and he went out of the living room and into the dining room, and through the dining room right into a bathroom. And thump. And I think what happened, I think the bird saw the mirror on the medicine cabinet in the bathroom, and that the light was reflecting off the mirror, so it kind of looked like an open window for the bird. And the bird just flew directly wham into it. And you know, silence descended. It had been crazy, barking, noisy chaos, and it was just silent. And we went over to the bathroom and found the bird upside down in the sink. Its neck was broken, dead. The monkey carried around that last tail feather for weeks.